Okay, let's start. I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. I can see your screen, sir.
Okay. All right. So as usual, I'll be asking you if you can hear me and if you can see my screen. So please permit me if I ask again and again if you can hear me and you can see my screen. Okay. All right. So welcome to today's session on introduction to data analytics using Microsoft Power BI. So let me accept someone that is joining us. Okay, so this is the fundamentals that you need to be aware of. And then the training objectives for today is for you to be able to know what data analysis is, know the data analytics processes. As a data analyst, whenever you want to analyze any data, there are some processes which you need to follow, all right, to analyze this data. We're going to look at those processes today. Then learn how to transform your data. In other words, learn how to clean your data. So you're going to know why data analysis, what is data analysis, and why data analysis even exists, and its value propositions to businesses. We're going to look at the types of analytics, and then we move to the practical session. Okay, I always start with this quote by Brian Halbert. But before then, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So this quote by Brian Habit: the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. Right? So you have the capacity in you to learn. It's a gift already, right? Then the ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. For you to be here today, it is your choice. It therefore means that you have the willingness to what? To learn. Right? So take note of that. Take note of that. It's very important. Just a bit about myself, right? My name is Basi Emmanuel. I have more than 6 years experience in enterprise analytics solution using various tools, both implementation as well as training using various analytical tools. So I'm a Microsoft certified professional, Microsoft certified solution developer, Microsoft certified professional developer, and a data analyst certified PL300, as well as Scrum fundamental certified. Don't be carried away by all these certifications. I didn't achieve them in one day. It's a continuous process, and I'm still writing for more. All right. So you can also become certified in the field, and then you stand out. I am an author. I authored this book, Power BI for Business Data Analysis. This is to give you the confidence that you are learning from an experienced professional, right? So my book is on seller, right? Then I've conducted trainings to several organizations. We've trained more than 1,000 students. I've trained companies like Kaduna Electric, Robinson Oil Solutions, Gimel Limited. I am a Udemy instructor. Take note of that. I'm a Udemy instructor. My course in Udemy has 5 positive ratings from top countries in the world. So that tells that we know exactly what we are doing. If we are talking about data analysis, we have. I thought someone was trying to join the call. So when we are talking about data analysis, we have the experience, right? We have the experience in the field. Okay. So what is Talent Digit? Talent Digit is a digital training and technology consulting firm that equips individuals and organizations with digital skill training, workforce experience development, and staffing services. So what we do is basically training. We also carry out technical recruitment services, companies reach out to us to send candidates to them. So we carry out like HR services in the aspect of recruitment, and of course we do consulting, data analytics consulting. So we are starting properly. What data analysis is. So you can unmute and speak. Tell me what you know about data analysis. What do you know about data analysis? Yes, someone should try. I want to believe you can hear me now that you're keeping quiet because I'm asking questions. I'm afraid. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. So what is data analysis if you can hear me? Just tell me what you know about data analysis. I know.
Should we, um,
You
should we
introduce
say,
yourself before you speak,
yeah,
please.
okay, my name is G Controller Obakar.
Okay?
To my understanding, data analysis is a process of interpreting data
Okay?
or interpreting data and extracting useful insight and identify patterns
Okay, interpreting data,
and
okay?
extracting, yeah,
And
useful,
extracting. Two
yeah,
keywords. Interpret and extract. Who can
yeah,
try?
to like support your decision making or should I say?
Yeah. So I would say for informed decision, right?
Yeah, so for informed decision.
Yes. Well done. Who else can try? I just need two more people and we are good.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, my name is Victor Oni. So
Okay.
I will say that data analytics is a process of examining data to extract a very useful information and to use it to make decisions. And we have a lot of statistical and logical techniques that we can use to analyze these data and solve problems.
Great.
Thank you.
Well done, Victor. The last person should try and we are good to go. The last person should try and we are good to go. Last person to try. You want me to call names?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dombasi.
Okay. Welcome. What is data analysis?
My name is Dombasi. I, to my own understanding, that means the process of explaining. It might be any type of information from, let's say, it might be a text, might be numbers. Understand? You use it like analyze it to like make evaluate it. You might visualize it just to give an overview of a topic of an or something. You need to like it's about just telling a story to as a so someone can understand.
Okay, this
So
is.
I
I miss your first introduction. I miss your first definition. I was trying hard to hear you. All right. What
okay
first word? Yes.
okay I meant that I am giving in a simple understanding that it means that it's a process of extracting information, raw information.
Okay.
It
Extracting.
might be
Good.
it might be a picture, it might be a text, just to make informed decisions. In a
Okay.
simple text. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right. So we're going to go with these three. But then I want to ask then, looking at the word data analysis, how many words are there? Data analysis. How many words? How many words do we have there? One person should quickly, let's make the class very interactive. Data analysis. How many words are there?
Two words.
Two words.
Two words.
Yeah.
Data analysis.
Uh,
Now, what most people miss is that they go straight to analyze, to define analysis without including data. So I want you to take a pen and paper and then take down the right definition of data analysis. Are you with me? Are you with me? Take a pen and paper and take down the right definition of data analysis, because we have two words here, data and analysis. So it's more like saying what is data and what is analysis. You cannot define analysis without data, right? Your definition should start from data and then you move to analysis, because data must exist before analysis can take place. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Data
Yes.
must exist. Data must exist before analysis can take place. So most people, when they define data analysis, they just define the analysis aspect of data analysis and ignore data. So the question is, what is data? First, data is a collection of information that might include text, photographs, videos, numbers, and more. What data is? A collection of information that might include text, photographs, videos, numbers, and more. That's what data is. You define data first. A collection of information. You make a list. Maybe you are a lady and you want to cook. You know, women, we don't make lists when you want to go to the market. We can't put it in our head, isn't it? But when a lady wants to go to the market, she will make a list, isn't it? That list you put on a paper to go to the market to buy based on that list is an example of what data. Data can either be electronic data or non-electronic data, right? So now that we know what data is, what then is analysis? Analysis is the process of evaluating existing data to gain insight. Analysis is what? The process of evaluating existing data, meaning that your data must exist before you use analysis to evaluate. For example, let's say you go to the market with the list. Let's say week 1, you want to cook afang soup for those that like a swallow. Week 2, you want to cook fried rice. Week 3, you want to cook porridge yam and things like that. That is data. Now, a time comes whereby you begin to ask yourself, which of these food items do I spend money the most? It is at this process that analysis comes in. By the time you begin to evaluate, right, the list that you have, the food that you cook, what you spend on the most, you are trying to evaluate that data in order to gain insight. And the main essence of insight is to help you to optimize your process, your business, right, and take better decisions. I don't know if you are following.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are following.
Exactly. So take note, that is what data analysis, that is what analysis aspect of the data is. Now, the problem that organizations have is that there are 2 types of decisions that organizations take. There are 2 types of decisions that organizations take, right? And the first type of decision is called perception-based decision. Perception-based decision. In a perception-based decision, organizations just make guesses, right? They just make decisions based on assumption. They don't base decision based on data. And then we have fact-based decision. This is a type of decision in which you use data that you have to take a better decision. Let's say you just wake up all of a sudden and decide to open a branch office or your sales branch in Lagos. You're in Port Harcourt, and all of a sudden, what informed the decision to open a branch office in Lagos? Is it a perception-based decision, or is it a data and fact-based decision? All right. So knowing that data exists, you can use analysis to do what? To evaluate that data in order to gain insight. I want to show you why data analysis is high in demand and why data analysts are high in demand as well. The reason is that every organization runs on 2 systems, or in other words, every organization needs 2 systems, 2 types of systems to run successfully as a business. The first type of system that every organization needs is operational system. An operational system is that software that executes business processes. We all work in 1 or 2 companies. This software that you use either accounting software, ERP software, human resources software, any software that you use in your business is an example of what operational system. When you go to a big shopping mall to buy any goods, like maybe ShopRite or Spar or any big mall, right? When you buy those items, before you go out, a sales representative attends to you and then compute what you have gotten and tells you the amount payable. That software that he or she uses is an operational system. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
That software that he or she uses is referred to as what? An operational system. That software does one thing, all right? It collects data. Every software that you do or that you have. In fact, I so much like these fields. If you're coming from the background of software engineering, a developer or a front-end developer, a back-end developer, I want you to know that every software you develop is a data collection tool. That's all. So all software used by every organizations are just collecting data. But in the process, they help the organization carry out their different business processes. But behind the scene, the main thing they do is to collect data. This software do not evaluate data. An operational system can tell you that you make 10 million in a month, and it will not tell you what contributes to making the 10 million. So operational system does not evaluate, it only collects. And this is where we bring in what? Another type of system called the analytic system. All right? Analytic system is a process of, or analytic system actually evaluates your operational system data to get insight. Is somebody taking notes? Is somebody taking notes?
Yes.
And is somebody getting
Yes.
Take note of this
Yes.
type of system. Most importantly, why data analysis exists and why it is high in demand. Most organizations, 9 out of 10 organizations only work on operational system. So they don't even know what their data is saying because there is no analytic system in place to evaluate the data that they collect. Yes, they know that they make profit, but they do not know. Now, see, let me tell you, if you know that you make 10 million in a month as profit, and you know what contributed to making that 10 million, do you know that you can double that 10 million to 20 million? True or false?
True.
Exactly. So analytics system can evaluate your data and tells you, look, you make 10 million. This branch contributed maybe 3% to making that 10 million. That branch, that store, that company, that product category, this customer, at the end of it all, your eyes will be opened. All right? So this is why data analytics is high in demand. And in analytics system, we use Power BI, we use Microsoft Excel, we use SQL, we use Python to evaluate the operational system data. All the software that software engineers develop on Earth are referred to as operational system. Behind the scene, they are only data collection tool. That's all. They don't evaluate, they don't analyze, they help you carry out your businesses. In the process, they collect data. So organizations have tons, millions of data collected already, and they keep collecting this data without evaluation. Now imagine the banking system, for example. All right? Imagine the transactions going on, even as we are having this meeting right now. People are making transactions, USSD transaction, online transaction, ATM, and all that. All these different channels of transactions, they are only collecting the data. Now, how would the bank be without having an analytics system in place to evaluate the transaction happening in that ATM, in that channel? Every bank has an analytics system in place. I have many friends that are working in the bank as Power BI expert, Microsoft Excel, using all these tools. So this is why data analysts are high in demand, because of tons of data collected by their operational system. Organizations now are looking for data analysts to evaluate this data and help them gain insight. This insight will in turn make them or help them to optimize their businesses. So you are in high demand. if you are in the field of data analysis. And we here at Talent Digit, we are here to give you the right tools, the right information that you need to know about data analysis. We give you the right tool, the right information whatsoever. Trust me. All right? So let me know if you understand these two types of system. One person can speak in on behalf of the others. Do you understand these two types of system and why data analysis are high in demand?
Yes, we understand.
Exactly. I have a friend, all right? He works for a very big retail company, right? Now, every month, he comes home with expired products, as in products that have expired. I want somebody to tell me, no wonder I asked him, why do you always come home with expired products? He explained to me. Now, I want somebody to tell me why that happens in that big retail shop. Why that happened?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning once again.
Great.
So for the expired products, I see when you go to a very big retail shops, like when you walk into a shops like maybe ShopRite or Kate Medics, there are a lot of goods that one could buy, and it's very hard for them to keep track. So, but when you have a data analyst, he can, in terms of expired goods, there's a way they can do analysis of products that will expire, let's say, from various months to various months. So they will to know how to do with their stock and not just buy things and keep aside, because there are a lot of stocks in the shop.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Right. So the problem that retail company has is that they have operational system in place, but they do not have analytic system in place. Now let me tell you, can you see my screen? Can you see this dashboard? Can you see?
Yeah, yes.
Can you see top 5 products by profit? Can you see this? Top 5 products by profit.
Yes, you can.
Now, if there was
Yes.
an analytics system in place, they would have seen top 5 products and top bottom 5 products. Those top bottom 5 products are the products that customers don't buy. But this company keeps bringing this kind of product in store because they do not have an analytics system in place to evaluate the data. And this is how this data analysis thing works. As a data analyst, you're going to build a dashboard like this, something like this on the screen. You're going to build a dashboard like this, and then you display it on a very big screen, right? Let's say your boss office, or a special office with a very big and mighty screen. We call this big flat screen. You project this dashboard there. Now there are staff that are there monitoring on real time what is going on. They know exactly which product is going to be out of stock. They know exactly the best selling product. They know exactly the least selling products, and they can take the decision from there. So as a data analyst, you have a lot of work to do. So let's proceed, since that you understand these two processes. Now take note of this one again. If you don't get anything from today's session, I want you to get this one thing: data analytics processes. Data analytics processes. Whenever you are analyzing data, there are processes which you need to go through in order to analyze the data properly. So whenever you have any data analytics project, call to mind these processes. It's just like building a house. Step 1, you do this. Step 2, you do this. Step 3, you do this. All right. These processes must be followed linearly from 1 to 8, not from 8 or from bottom up, but from top to down. Take note of that. So the first process that you need to undergo as a data analyst is understanding the problem statement. I cannot tell you to analyze data for me and then you go straight opening tools, opening SQL, opening Power BI, opening Excel, and start analyzing it. No. Every project, every data analytics project has a problem statement you're going to solve. I always say that data analysis is beyond just creating beautiful dashboard, right? It's about solving problems. The second process is data identification process. The third process is data transformation process. The fourth process is data modeling. The fifth process is creating report and dashboard. 6, automate the report, make presentation, and then 8, taking action. You see, of all this, the action is not your headache, right? It is the duty of the organization to take action based on the insight which you have shown them. Take note of item number 7. As a data analyst, 2 things that are very important for you to build is communication skill and presentation skill. When we are talking about communication skill, we are not talking about the ability to speak English. Everybody knows how to speak English. I've done that, you know, the part of speech, noun, pronouns, and the rest. But ability for you to coherently, you know, pass information in a way the other person will understand becomes a vital tool, a vital skill for a data analyst. And also presentation skill. The way you master your presentation matters a lot. Let me add this one. The third thing too, I know many people, many organizations skip this. They skip mathematics, basic mathematics. They skip basic statistics. They skip domain skills. These are the things that can help you stand out as a data analyst. Data analysis is a science of numbers. All right, so if you don't know basic maths, all those simple decimal points, you know, operational and all those things, you're going to have issue. If you don't know basic statistics and the rest, because data analysis is all about descriptive statistics, while data science is all about inferential statistics. So if you are not familiar with this, and I'm happy in our program, we have a course for that covers all these basic fundamentals that you need to be aware of. So take note of that. So let's understand the problem statement. This is how it's going to work. This is what they will send to you, either via email or via a document. But I want to confirm, can you hear me and can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. A problem statement looks like this. We are ABC company. Over the years, we have spent money in buying products, and some of these products get expired in an inventory. We want an analytics solution to help us monitor inventory, understand top-selling products, least-selling products, and know the factors that contribute to our revenue the most. We also want to cut down cost of production and produce only products that meet a monthly revenue target of 5 million in the first, second, and third quarter of 2025. This is the problem statement. They will throw this to you and they will send a data set to you. Like I send you that data set on the group, right? You are responsible for reading and understanding this problem statement and then using those analytics processes, those 8 data analytics processes to solve this problem. If you do this, then you can call yourself a data analyst. There is no behind the scene thing. There is no, it must be straightforward. So you have to be detailed, be critical in terms of analytical, rather, in terms of solving problem. But if you follow these talent digit processes, you're not going to have any problem in analyzing any data. So data identification process, when they give you data to analyze, the next thing that you need to do, having understood the problem statement, is to understand the data that you want to analyze. You cannot just take data immediately, you open Excel, you open Power BI, bam, 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 bam. You start to analyze. No. Understanding your data matters a lot. Now let me open this data and tell you what data identification process is all about. Confirm if you can hear me and if you can still see my screen.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Mm.
We are currently on the data identification process. This is the process in which you know the data that you want to analyze. Know the data that you want to analyze. Know the format of that data. The data that you want to analyze can be in Excel format, can be in CSV format, can be in SQL, can be in PDF. You need to know the format of your data. And then you know the location of this data. Know the location of the data. Okay? Know the location of the data. Where is the data? Is the data in the cloud? Is the data in the flash drive? Is the data on your computer? Know the format of your data. Is your data in Excel? Is it in PDF? Is it in CSV? Is it in SQL? The process of trying to know all these things is referred to as data identification process. Data identification process, right? And after knowing where the data is and then the format of your data, you need to know your data columns by columns. You need to know your data columns by columns. Take a look at this data, right? This is the data we want to use. And let's apply practically data identification process. You look at this data. Oh, what is this column? Item number. What is this for? You have a meeting with the stakeholders. They can't just throw this data to you and you ignorantly take this data to the lab. No, it doesn't work that way. It's just like software engineers. They give you a problem statement and then you have several stakeholders engagement meetings in order to elicit requirements for the software. You as a data analyst too, you also meet with the client to further fine-tune their problem in order to understand what they want. Please confirm if you can still hear me.
Yes.
Right? So that is it. So you know your data column by column, item number. What is this for? Every inventory must have an item number. Every inventory must be uniquely identified. Date of last order, right? This is the date that each product was ordered. Item name, just like normal item name, vendor that supplied the item, stock location, right? Then cost per item. Of course, how much does each item cost? If I buy something at 60 naira, right, that is the cost price. I cannot also sell it at 60 naira. I need to have a selling price because when I subtract selling price from the cost of buying, I will get my profit. So stock quantity, you get into the details, column by column. If you don't understand anything, you ask question. That is the process of data identification, right? Then you also know in this Excel file, how many data do we have? We have 2 data, we have sales data, we have inventory data. What are they? You ask question. The process of doing this is called data identification process. We are giving you a clear path to becoming an experienced and professional data analyst. Having identified your data, the next process is called the data transformation process. Please, guys, take note of this one. This is yet another one that you need to pay attention to. All right? Pay attention to this one. We have understood the problem statement. We have identified our data. The next step is what? Data transformation. Forget about the big word transformation. It's all about data cleaning. It's all about data cleaning. As a data analyst, you spend 80% of your time cleaning data, and that is what we do. If your data is not well cleaned, well formatted, you're not going to get the result that you want in answering the business question that has been given to you. There are a lot of things you need to do to clean your data. In fact, we take data cleaning very seriously. In our bootcamp, I will encourage you to join, which we're going to talk about that later. In our bootcamp, we have 3 modules just for data cleaning alone. We have basic data cleaning, we have intermediate data cleaning, we have advanced data cleaning. There is no how you learn these 3 that you'll not be able to clean any data. Because you have to do a lot of data cleaning and you may not have time to do that. So what is going to happen is that there are 3-step process. There are 3 things you need to do on your data that will at least help you to start analysis until you begin to know what more to do on your data. Take note of this. When you open a data like this, in Power BI, take note of these 3 things that you need to do on this data. Very important. There might be 100 things to do on this data to properly clean it, but take note of these 3 things first. Take note of them, which is what I'm going to show to you. Okay, so the first, can somebody read it on the screen? The first is what?
Remove null values.
Remove null values. I'm going to show you this when we enter into the practical session. Remove null values. When you bring in your data to analyze, the first thing you need to look out for in your data is null rows. We call it null rows or null values. Okay? Yes, the second thing you need to do is what? Hello?
Remove unwanted columns.
Remove unwanted columns. The third thing is what?
Check data types.
Check data types. So take note of these 3 things. You don't have to miss them if you miss any other thing. We're going to show you how to do this shortly. So data modeling, your data will be coming from HR department, accounting. In fact, data analysis, that's why it is high in demand. That's why the pay is very high, because you're going to do heavy work, right? Imagine getting data from HR, separate data set from HR, from accounting, from e-commerce, all right? You have to bring all this data together by creating a relationship. Data modeling is all about creating relationships between your data in order to retrieve appropriate records. So take note of that. Reporting. So at this phase in the process, you have understood the problem statement, you have identified the data, you have transformed the data. It is time for you to do what? To create your report. This is just a process where you bring in different charts together, create calculations, and then show a dashboard like this. Reporting automation. Another thing you have to do is that, remember that data analysis is all about, let's say you have Jumia e-commerce, for example, and then you are employed as a data analyst to work on that e-commerce data. People are buying on daily basis. If you create this report, let's say last month, and you don't update with the recent data, then your company is not going to get the real and recent insight. Report automation has to do with you creating some sort of automation in order to pull the recent data and then bind on your dashboard, or ensure that your dashboard will render with the recent data. There are techniques to do this. All right, there are techniques to do this. Then presentation. I already talked about this. If you're not good at presenting something or communication, let's just use the word communication, all right, you're going to have problem. So start now, like I said, it's not all about English, it's not all about grammar, it's not all about idioms. It's all about coherently, passing out information in such a way that the other person will understand, right? And also the way you design your slides and all that. In our bootcamp too, we teach you Power BI. In fact, the template I sent to you was designed on Power BI, right? You're going to see how we bring that into, it was designed in PowerPoint. You're going to see how to bring that into Power BI. Then action. At this point, the organization will now take action based on the findings. It is not your problem. If you can tell them, oh, the best-selling branch is Ikeja, that's all. It is left for them to do what? To pump campaign, to focus on campaign or advert on Ikeja branch. It is now left for them. You've done your own task. And note that as a data analyst, you don't create dashboard and leave it there. You need to fine-tune it. You need to apply what we call incremental innovation to your dashboard. I'm going to skip this because there's no time. In fact, we have a course called Data Analytics Fundamentals that talks about all these things, basic mathematics, basic statistics, and then domain skills. So I'm going to skip all this. We don't have time. I'm just giving a short time, right? I'm going to skip all this. So let me just talk about our program, right? I hope you can hear me, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can.
All right. So we run training bootcamp on data analytics and data science. trust me, it's something you've not seen before. Already, some of you have already tested our method of teaching and our practical and our support to our students. All right. So the next batch is coming up on 1st of March. Right. So what we do there, we have these various courses: data analysis fundamentals. In that course, you're going to learn basic math, basic statistics, business domain skills, reporting analytics with Excel, data analytics and visualization with Power BI, SQL for data analysis, AI for data analysis, PowerPoint design. So these are the things that you're going to learn. We have physical training, we have virtual training. If you're in Abuja, we have physical training, we have virtual training. All our trainings are blended and hybrid. Blended and hybrid, meaning that if you're learning, right, you also have access to pre-recorded materials. If you're learning virtually, you have access, all the courses, all the things you need to succeed are already been pre-recorded. And then we meet weekly to answer your questions and do demonstration. Currently, I think there is a discount of 20% going on for the first 20 people that will indicate interest. 20% discount. 20% discount. Harun is going to drop a link on the link. Now, let me show you what you're going to build in this course. Take a look at this project, right? This project. You're going to learn how to build all this dashboard, right? You're going to learn how to build this sales summary dashboard, right? You're going to learn how to build this financial dashboard. Of course, you're going to learn how to build so many projects, right, on this course, right? So please take advantage of that and ensure you get yourself up to speed. Okay, so what are the roles in data analysis? In data analysis, you can work as retail analyst, commerce analyst, or sales analyst. You can also work as financial analyst. You can work as logistic analyst, health analyst, marketing analyst, and HR analyst. I advise you to learn all these tools. Don't learn Excel alone, although Excel is the first thing you must learn. Because when you see job adverts, you're going to see all these things. So it makes sense for you to know all this. All right, so please take note of that. Okay, it's time for practical session. This session is recorded, so you don't have to bother. So you're going to get the recording soon. All right, are we ready? So we are going to Power BI now. If you have installed Power BI, you just open your Power BI and then you have something like this. All right, and when you have something like this, you click on Reports. Before I continue with these practicals, do you have any question? Do you have any questions so far? Does anybody have any question?
Okay, thank you very much. I really want to appreciate your kind of explanation. So to me, I don't have any question for now, but I just wanted to acknowledge your explanation that they are well explained to the basic where individual can understand it. So I don't know if anyone have any questions to ask.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Please, if you have questions, ask. Okay? If you don't have questions, let's get straight to the point. We are starting now. So this is Microsoft Power BI. I don't have the time to walk you through to tell you this is what this is. If you join our bootcamp, you're going to learn about all these things, right? So when you open Power BI like this, you come to where we have Get Data. You come to where we have Get Data. Can you see how data application process play an important role here? If you don't understand the format of your data, which one are you going to click? Are you going to click Excel, where you don't even understand whether the data they send to you is in Excel, or the data they send to you is in PDF, or the data they send to you is in CSV, or is in normal text? So this is where data identification comes in. You must have understood your data and identify that your data is in Excel workbook. So I'll click on Excel workbook, and then where is the location of your data? Guys, have you noticed something that all the things I taught you in the theoretical session, all of them are playing out here. Can you notice that? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Can you notice that all the things I taught you in those data identification, in the location, all of them are playing out here? Have you seen them?
Exactly, sir.
If you don't know your data, you don't know, oh, it's in Excel, which one will you click? You don't know the location of your data. If your data is the cloud, have they given you the access location, the URL, right? My data is on the desktop. My data is in Excel file. I'll come straight to Excel. I'll click on Excel workbook because I know my data is in Excel. I'll come to desktop because I know the location of my data, and I'll click it to open it. Take note of what is going to happen, right? We are going into the next process now, which is, remember, after identifying your data, the next process is data transformation or data cleaning, right? So you bring your data like this, select these two, inventory data.
Sorry, I cannot see your screen. Your screen is not showing here, sorry.
Maybe it's your network.
Okay.
Other people, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, it's showing now.
Okay. All right, so I'll click on this inventory data. When you click on inventory data, you're going to see a preview of your data. I'll click on this. Now, can somebody tell me what is this? And what is this, and which analytics process is this? Based on what I taught you, where my cursor is currently.
Transformation, this data transformation where you can clean your data.
So what is the number of, which number is this for data analytics process, what I just taught you?
Number 3.
Number 3.
It's number 3.
Exactly. All right. Hold on 1 minute. Exactly. Number 3. Right? So you see, as a data analyst, please take note. No matter how you trust the source of the data, you are not advised to load. You're not advised to click on load. You're not advised to click on load. No matter how you think the data is well formatted, is well cleaned, you are advised, whenever you bring in data, you must come to transform data. You must come to transform data. Even if there is nothing to transform, just look at it. Go to that environment. Look at it. At least you have fulfilled all righteousness. And then from there you load it. Please, do you understand this?
Yes.
All right. So I'll click on transform data. When you click
Yes, we do.
Sorry? Okay. I'll continue. I thought someone was asking question. So I'll click on what? Transform data. When you click on transform data, Power BI will take you to the environment. We call the environment Power Query. The environment where you can clean your data. Remember, Power BI has loaded another environment completely, which is different from this design view. I am currently on 2 different Power BI environments. The design view that you saw before, and then the Power Query view, where you need to clean your data. These are the 2 separate environments that I am in right now, right? The design view, can you notice this? That I am currently on 2 different environments. Are you with me? Can you notice this? Can you
Yes.
notice this?
Yes, you can.
Yes. So because you click on transform data, Power BI is going to load. There is a special that tells you how why data cleaning is very important. They have a separate environment, a separate window for cleaning your data. We call this environment Power Query. In fact, if you have done an Excel course, I know the NYSC students are here. They have tested our Excel course, right? You see that this environment is so familiar. Please confirm if you are coming from the NYSC group. Can you see that this environment is so familiar in Excel? Do you have any NYSC that is doing a program?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So you see that the knowledge you have in Excel, you can easily transfer it to Power BI. Easily. And we teach you the modern Excel 2021 with the modern features, which so many people are not even aware of. All right? So when you come to this environment, what do you do? What do you do? Who can tell me the 3 things you need to do on your data to clean the data as a data analyst? 3 things. Someone should should unmute and speak. What are the 3 things you need to do when analyzing data in terms of data cleaning as you are taught previously?
Number 1, you remove null value.
Okay, hold on. Hold on there. Hold on there. Number 1, you do what? Remove null rows or null values. Now, looking at this data, can you see these nulls? Can you see these nulls? Can you see these nulls?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Exactly. You see, you cannot analyze data with nulls. It's not possible. Null plus null, what is it going to give you? So the first step is to remove null values. But let me turn on column quality to show you something. All right? So I'll come here to view and I will turn on column quality. Take note of this. As a data analyst, people are joining late. I'm tempted not to accept them in. People are joining late because we have already gone far. All right? We've gone far already. Right? And the serving as distraction to us. Can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Remember that I came to view and click on what? Column quality. Column quality. When you come here, you come to column quality and examine your column. Your valid column must be, your valid data must be 100%. If your valid is not 100%, it means that particular column has a problem. So you look at the percent valid or percent value, error, percent of error value, and then percent of empty values. Can someone tell me what this value is on column 1? What's that? What's this? Do we have 100% for column 1?
We didn't get to.
Right.
No.
We don't.
This is 92, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It means that you cannot proceed to do anything on the data because the data is not clean. You cannot proceed, you cannot do anything. So you examine the column of your data one after the other, right? Look at column 2, 93%, empty, 7%. Look at all these columns. So the first thing you have to do is to, like the first person said, remove null values. And how do you remove null values? You come to home. There is a tab here called remove rows. Remove rows. You need to count the number of null values that you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And please take note of this. When removing null values or null rows, ensure that the entire rows is null and there is no data in between. If there is data here, then you don't have to remove this. If there is data here and there is null here, there is null in between data, you don't have to remove it. There are other things you need to do, which I'm going to show you. But for now, we are going to remove all these 5 null rows. So I'll come to remove rows and click on what? Remove top rows. Remove top rows. Remove top rows. I'll click on remove top rows. Then it's going to bring out this dialog box, which I need to specify the number of rows to remove. If I enter 5, then it's going to start from 1 to 5 to remove those null rows. I'll click on what? Okay. Can you look at the column quality? It's still loading. We have what? 99%. Meaning that there is still one null row somewhere. Have you noticed it?
Yes.
Exactly. So we are there. Small. So we come here, we look at column 2. See what column 2 says. Valid 100%.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry.
Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Please, I want to know how you see your percent, like for the valid and the error and the empty percentage.
Okay, you come to view.
Okay.
You click on column quality.
Okay.
When you click on column quality, you're going to see the percent of your valid data and all that.
Okay, sir.
This is to also tell you that this thing that we just did here, if you're writing for international exams, I wrote my international exam for data analysis on Power BI. I passed, I think that was 2 years ago or thereabout. Then recently I had to write again to renew. Now they ask this question, this column quality, you're going to tell them what it is because it's very important. In a nutshell, your column quality must be 100% before you move on. Without that, you have issue, right? So let's also look at why is this giving me empty 1%. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down to this data. Can you notice this null below this data? Can you notice this? Can you see this? Meaning that there is no value, but the challenge there is that we cannot remove this row 71. Why? Because in other columns there are data there. Can you see this? That this is tricky kind of. In other columns there are data, and these data are very vital. If I remove this row now, I'm going to remove all this valid data. So when you have nulls along with other data in other columns, all you need to do is to use a feature called replace values. Replace value. Are you with me? Are you with me? I'm taking
Yes.
I'm not rushing.
Yes, we are.
Whenever you have nulls and then you have data in between other columns or in the same column, you're going to use a feature called replace values. So on this column 1, I'll right click and then I'll come to replace values. Replace values. I'll click on replace values. Simple. What value do you want to find? The value is what? Null, just the way it is written in small letters, null. What are you replacing it with? If it is a text value, I will just put NA. What does NA mean? Not available. It's better for us to have not available than to have nulls. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes.
So I'll click on OK. When I click on OK, look at the percent value again. See? Look at it. Can you see? This column is 100% now, right?
Yes.
It's 100% now. So this column 3 now, this is 99%. We also need to do the same thing because if you come down here, you're going to see what? You're going to see nulls. So can someone direct me to do what to do quickly? What do I do to replace the value? If you have been following.
You right click on the header of
Yes, what's your
column 3.
What's your name?
Victor Oni.
Victor, your brain is on fire. Okay. So what do I do next?
Then you go to replace values.
What do I do next?
Then value to find is null, and we replace it with NA, not available. Replace it with NA.
Yeah.
And then we press OK. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can see we have done justice to null values. What is the next thing to do on this data now? Someone was trying to speak that time and say remove null. Can you speak again? We are here with you now.
The second one, right?
Yes.
Is to remove unwanted columns.
Exactly. Now take a look at this column 1, column 2. You cannot, this column 1 does not mean anything. If I look at analysis and see a dashboard, see column 1, what does that mean? Every column that you have on your data must have meaningful names. Every column must have meaningful names. Every column must have meaningful name. Take a look at this. This is the actual column for this data start from row number 1, where you have item number, date of last order, item name, all right? Before we move on, let me even show you why we have those nulls. Stuff out here. Can you see all these places that you see here? That you see here, those cause that null values. Can you see? This is what caused the null values. That's what caused the null values there, and we remove them. So these are the actual column headers, not column 1, column 2, as you have it here in Power BI, right? So we need to do
a quick one before you move on. I have a question or two sets.
Okay.
When we change the value from null to NA, not available, does not available, can we still do calculation with that?
And not available, at least you're not doing calculation on text, but at least if you should write your report and then you see not available, it's better than something not being there at all. You understand?
Okay.
If it's a numeric column or integer column, you put 0, at least you see there is 0. You can do 0 plus 3. It will still give you 3 than saying null plus 3. It's going to throw error. You get?
Okay.
Exactly.
Secondly, you use the column quality. Do we have that feature in Excel too?
Yes, of course. Of course. Power Query, there is. Check. There
In
is.
Excel?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, there is. Okay. So I'll quickly remove this column 1. To remove this column 1 and bring the actual column headers, we right-click here and click on what? Use first rows as headers. Can you see this? Of course, the actual column headers start from row number 1. Have you noticed that? Use first rows as headers.
Yeah.
I'm expecting question. But what if the first row, what is the actual column numbers, column headers are not on first row? What do you do? What if the actual column number is in maybe row 6 and all that? This is what we teach you how to do in our bootcamp, right? We're going to learn how to transform, transpose, and then pivot and pivot data just to narrow down, really the actual column headers. Yes, what's the last thing to do on this data now so that we can move on?
Check.
What?
It's to check data type.
Check data type. Every column has a type, right? Take a look at this. On the first column, can you see where we have ABC 1 to 3? ABC 1 to 3 here. These are column types indicators. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
These are column type indicators.
Yes, you can.
If it is for text, here is going to be just ABC. For you to see ABC 1 to 3 means it's a wrong type. The type has not been fixed properly. Now, this is for date. Date supposed to be a calendar. Supposed to see a calendar here. But seeing ABC 1 to 3 means that it's a wrong type. And if it's a wrong type like this, you're going to have problem. Let's go to where we have some integer values, right? Let's go to where we have integer values. Let me show you again. Take a look at this column. This is cost per item. This is supposed to be integer number with just 1 to 3. But here you're having ABC 1 to 3. So what you need to do is to allow Power BI to automatically fix the right type for each column. And to do that, you simply come here and say Ctrl A on the keyboard, right? And then under transform, you click on transform and you're going to see detect data type. Let me take it again. To allow Power BI to automatically fix the type for you. Because, man, you cannot do this column by column. Most we have almost 500 columns. So you select everything, Ctrl A on the keyboard, and then click on transform. As you click on transform, you're going to see detect data type. Detect data type. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can we see this, please?
Yes.
All right. Now,
yes, you can.
Take note of how my column type icon is before I click on detect data type, and take note of how it's going to be after clicking on detect data type. So I click on detect data type. Can someone see this? Can someone tell me what is this? Can you see this? This is the right type. The right type for date is calendar. Now let's go to the numbers. Right type for date is calendar. Right type for text is ABC. Can you see this? Cost per item is no longer ABC 1 3, but just 1 2 3. Can you notice this? So this is how to clean your data. With this phase data is clean. We are just working with 2 data sets. But as a data analyst, you work with almost 100 data sets. What I mean by 100 data sets, we have 2 items here, right? You have 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 100. So let's move on to sales data and do the same thing. I'll just go straight to the point because you know this already. So I'll remove no rows. I'll come to home, remove rows, top rows. This rows is 4. So I click on 4, I click on remove, and then I click on OK. Then right here, use first rule as headers. I'll check my column quality, everything is fine. Use first rule as headers. The next thing that I need to do is to Control A on the keyboard, detect data type. Detect data type. Right. One last thing that I want to do on this data, please, are we together?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
With you.
So, once we are done, I'm going to switch up this column quality so that I will have space. Yes. Please take note, if you're writing international exams to be certified as a data analyst, this column quality question comes there most often, so take note of that. Looking at this sales data, we have order quantity. We have what? We have order quantity. We don't have sales amount here. We don't have sales amount. We need to bring in sales amount into the sales data. Okay. Come to this inventory data. You're going to see sales price. See this. You're going to. Have you seen this sales price? We want to kind of copy this sales price and then bring it into sales data. If you are coming from Excel class, right? If you know Excel, there's a function called VLOOKUP that helps you to do this. So what I want to do, I want to be on the sales data, and then on the home menu, I'll click on Merge Queries. Merge Queries. I'll click on Merge Queries again. I'm going to select Product Code. I'll drop down this, select Inventory Data, select Item Number, then click on OK. Right? See this, before we did not have the column here stop at order quantity. So here,
Excuse me, I'm sorry. It seems you are too fast, sir. Can you come again?
okay, let me come again. All right.
Please, thank you, sir.
So we have order quantity here. All right. What I want to, this is sales data. This is sales data. This is sales data. We have the last column here is order quantity. We need sales price on this sales data. The sales price is not part of this data. Sales price is in the inventory data, which is, if you scroll to the right, you're going to see what sales price. Can you see sales price here? Can you see here?
Yes.
So what we want to do, we want to use mesh queries to bring the sales price from the inventory data into the sales data. That's exactly what we want to do. So step 1, I'll click on sales data. Step 2, I'll come to mesh queries. Step 3, I'll click on mesh queries. That's step 3. Step 4, this sales data has product code. I'll click on the product code, and then I'll come here and then select inventory data, because the sales price is in the inventory data, right? So this product code you see here, all of them corresponds to the item number. So I click on item number, then click on OK. As I click on OK, you can see that on the sales data, we now have a new column added after order quantity column. So I'll drop this down I'll now remove all the selection and then click on what? Sales price. Okay? Then click on OK. As I do this, notice what happens. It has pulled all the sales price from the inventory data into the sales data. I'll just simply need to rename this column to unit price. So you get recordings for this. Then, having done this, I need to detect data type again. Let me even check column quality to just ensure that that column, everything is cool with it. So use unit price, we have 100% valid data, which is cool. Then the next thing that I need to do is to Control A on the keyboard, detect data type. Under transform, detect data type. Hope you've gotten the gist a bit. There will be recording so you can go through it again. All right, this data is clean. It is time for us to analyze the data, which takes us to data analysis and modeling now. Right, because we have finished cleaning the data, we come to home and then close and apply. Close and apply. In Excel, you're going to see close and load. This one is close and apply. When you click on close and apply, it's just like telling Power BI that, look, oh, I am done with all this transformation. Go back to the design view for analysis. So I'll click on what? Close and apply. As I click on close and apply, it will automatically open Power BI, the design view. Right? Let's hold on for it. So while we wait for this, do you have any questions so far? Are you understanding and following? Yes, I want someone to unmute and speak.
Yes, we are understanding. It's really interesting to be here.
Great, great, great. Okay, so I'm just waiting for my data to load, right?
Yeah.
Data to load. All right, so my data is done loading. Just for a while again. All right, my data is done. So what I want to do, time is running out. I just want to at least create those calculations so that we see how it is. So I want to remember you have that template that we sent, right? Yes, that layout template. Everybody has it, right? So let's see how we can load that into Power BI. I hope you have the template, right? I sent it on the group. Do you have it?
Yes, we do.
Exactly. That template.
Yes, we do.
Using PowerPoint, which means as part of our training in our bootcamp, we're going to learn how to use PowerPoint to design the layout that you want. How to use PowerPoint to design the layout that you want. As a data analyst, also take note of UX UI. It's very important. You might analyze data and then create complex calculations. If your dashboard is not looking beautiful, people are attracted by beauty, right? If your dashboard is not looking beautiful, then it will look as if you do not do anything. So you need to take note of that. Okay, so I want to bring in that design now. So I'll come to format your report page. Format your report page. I'll click here and then come to Canvas background. Canvas background. I'll click on Canvas background. I'll come to image. Come to image. I'll go to file. See someone is joining now. We're about to close and the person is joining now. Okay, let's admit him in. No problem. Please, are you following? I want to bring in that background. So I'll click on add file. I'll navigate to where I put it. My own is on the desktop. I'll click on it. I'll click on open. Now, can you notice that I have brought in the file, but it has not displayed here. It's not showing here. Can you notice that?
Yes.
So to make it display, we need to change this image fit. We need to change this image fit from normal to fit. All right, and also change the transparency to 0. So I'll drag the transparency to the left like this. It is 0. So with this, you can see that the background is now showing. Are you with me? Are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
we are.
It's time for us to create our face calculation. See, there are a lot to learn. We cannot cover everything here. Trust me, if you come to our bootcamp, you're going to learn a lot. And there is no how I can skip this, because it's important to know every industry has its own business case. Every industry, in other words, every business, every industry has what we call business metrics. Business metrics. If we have accountants here, you know that in accounting and finance, there are business metrics there. For instance, P&L, income statement, profit and loss statement. As a data analyst, I don't advise you to master all the domain, but at least if you master the finance domain, human resources domain, sales and retail domain, you're good to go. So in inventory, there are also business metrics. The first business metrics that you need to take note of in inventory is called total inventory value. Can someone tell me what this is? Total inventory value. There is no how you can analyze inventory data without calculating the total inventory value. I don't want to bog you with too much questions. The total inventory value has to do with the money, all right? Or should I put it this way? The total monetary worth of all the stock available. So if you have 5 items in your inventory, how much are they altogether? This is what is called total inventory value. So we are going to calculate the total inventory value and then display here so that you know that, oh, you have 2 million system for all the product that you have. Please, are you with me? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you see dashboard like this, it's going to give you page 1. I'll double click on this one and change this to. I'll double click on this one. I'll double click on this page and change the name to what? To let's say analytics dashboard -inventory. So this is how you rename your page. This is how you rename your page. Right? You rename your page and press the enter key on the keyboard. Then, please, are we together? Are we together? Are we together?
We are.
All right. As a data analyst, see, data analytics is fun. You're going to be creating a lot of calculations to solve problems. a lot. Like I just told you, total inventory value. You're going to create calculations, and this is why basic math and statistics comes in. If you're coming from Excel, congratulations to you, because you're going to see so many functions that are familiar already. Because you're going to be creating a lot of calculations, it makes sense for you to put all the calculations in one place instead of scattering them around your project. All right. So we are going to create a table that can help us store all our calculations in one place. So this is how to do it. I'm currently on the home report view. So I'll click on enter data. All right. When I click on enter data, I'll click on it, and then I'll name this table all calculations. I'll click on load. So take a look at this place. Before we had just 2 data sets here. Before we have just 2 data here. And now we are going to have another item called all calculations. It is still loading. Can you see we now have all calculations? Can you see this?
Mm.
So we are going to be putting all our calculations here. The first calculation we need to create is total inventory value. And how do you calculate that? Let me give you the formula. What is total inventory value? Right? Like I said, the monetary worth of the product you have. Let's say I have this product item 1. Okay, let's say toothpaste. Let me just do a toothpaste. Okay, have this toothpaste as a product. Right? So the price I bought it in the market is 500, or let's say 300. That's it. The quantity of this, right, in stock is 50. What is the total inventory value for this toothpaste? It's very simple. Just multiply the purchase price of this product by the quantity in stock. This will give you the total inventory value. Please, am I making sense or I'm talking nonsense?
Yeah, making sense.
Yes.
This is how to calculate what total inventory value. All right. This will tell you the worth of this product in stock. So that is the calculation we need to create. And this is where many data analysts struggle. I wish I had much time to explain a lot of things to you. Now, we want to create calculation. The question is this. You have seen this formula. Right? We need 2 columns on our data to create this. The first column we need is cost per product column. The second column we need is stock quantity. Stock what? Stock quantity. This is where I see many data analysts struggle. I don't know why my thing is still loading. Let me push it somewhere here. All right. When you want to create a calculation like this, assuming the cost per product column that we have a value there to be 300, and then we now have what stock quantity to be 50. Guys, it is very simple. We want to do simple mathematics. Who can help us with this? Who can help us? If I say you multiply what
6,000.
the 300 by this, what can you say? What can you do here?
That's 50.
Sorry?
Multiply.
Yes, tell me what to do. What do I multiply?
You multiply 300 by...
We multiply the cost per product. Stock quantity.
I am multiplying cost per product, not 300. Because 300 could be dynamic, could be 1,000, could be 500. So take note, please. So I will now say what? Cost per product,
by stock quantity.
We multiply stock quantity.
Stock what? Stock quantity. You see, when I create this, I need to assign this to a variable. If you're coming from programming background, you know that whatever result you get, you need to put in a variable, and that variable I'll call it total inventory value. Total inventory value equals to. Please, are we together?
Yes.
The result
Yes,
I get will be stored into this total inventory variable that I have. So this is where many data analysts get problem. Beginner data analysts. Let's identify the column. Can you see under this data? This is the data, inventory data. Can you see I am currently on inventory data? To see the column data, you come to table view from the left, table view, and then you click on the data itself, inventory data, right? You look at the column. Oh, they want me to calculate total inventory value. Oh, how do I even go about it? It's all about understanding your data. And this is where data identification process comes in, guys. If you do not identify your data, you cannot create calculations to solve problems. It means you're not familiar with the data. Why are you a data analyst? Why are you there? You ask question. Oh, please, sir, what is cost per item? How do I calculate that? You're not telling them to tell you what to calculate. You're just walking them through to show you those columns available. So now in this inventory data, we have what? Cost per item. In fact, close to it, we also have what? Stock quantity. These are the two columns. These are the two columns that you need to calculate the matrix called total inventory value. As I just explained to you, our training is so practical. There is no much word about it. But this is where the challenge comes in. We cannot just say cost per this, and gives us this. We need to bring in the table name, all right? Without the table name, you cannot have access to the column names. Please, are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
This table name is called inventory data. It's called what? Inventory data, right? So because you pass through a table name to have access to the column name, you need to bring in inventory data like this. Take note. Inventory, the way it is written there, inventory data. You put the column inside. What sign? What do you call this sign? Is it square brackets?
Yes.
You put the column inside this square bracket. And also you bring this one again, inventory data, your table name plus your column name. This is how to do it, guys. And this is where beginner data analysts struggle. They don't even know which column to calculate, right? They don't even know, as in, it's very easy. You just identify your column, identify the table that keeps that column, and know exactly what you want to do. In our own case, we want to, on the first line, we want to say 60 plus 60 multiplied by 129, isn't it? 60 multiplied by 129.
It is.
Now, we move to the second row. 253 multiplied by 233, isn't it? So because this is not going to be a single calculation, it's going to be row by row calculation. In this case, we are not going to use sum. We're not going to use sum. We're going to use sum x. Sum x. Sum x is going to loop through each column from column to loop through and does a calculation, goes to column 2, loop through and does a calculation. So whenever you want to create something like this, you use what? You use sum x. Let me create the calculations. Enough of the theory. So come here to my calculations. Remember, I created my calculations here. I'll right click and click on new measure. Forget about this big grammar name. It's just like saying new calculation. When you join our bootcamp, we're going to explain the types of measures, implicit measures, explicit measures, calculated tables, and things like that. So I'll click on new measure. With this new measure now, it's very easy. You just need to write this query, right? On my screen. Remember, the name of this calculation is going to be total what? Total inventory what? Inventory value. And we say equal sign sum x. All right? Equal sign sum x. I'll open this. I'll hold the shift key on my keyboard and then press the enter key, right, to go to the next line. It's very easy. The first thing I need to supply is the table name. Look at this tooltip. Table name. My table name is what? Is inventory data, comma. And then I'll bring in the table name again, inside quote like this. Cost per item, right? Multiply by what? The table name again, inventory data, stock quantity, right? And then the because I open some X here, I need to also close some X here. Please tell me, is this difficult? Is this difficult?
No, it's not.
It's not difficult. It's all about understanding. And that's why I keep on telling my students, don't cram, don't memorize, just understand. When you understand, you can do anything. So I'll press the enter key on my keyboard to effect this. I'll press the enter key on my keyboard. How do we see that calculation we just created? It is still loading. Here we have the calculation here. But how do we bring it here? We need to bring it under this inventory value. All right. So under the visualizations, we have this card. If you join our bootcamp, you're going to learn about all these charts one after the other. But for now, since it's a single value, I'll click on this card, right? When I click on this card like this, I'll come to these calculations. Remember, this is the calculation we just created, right? This is the calculation we just created. I'll come and check this box. Just check this box. Hello, please, are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll come and do what? I'll come and check that box. Can you see how much is on the screen?
2 million.
2 million. Okay. So my advice is this. It will give you this 2 million, but there are other, this is not 2 million exactly, it's 2 point something though. You need to change the format of this, right, to give you the complete value. Do not display single value, is misleading. The stakeholders need to see the complete value. So to see the complete value, as this card is highlighted, ensure that the card is highlighted. I'll come to this icon that says format your visual. I'll click on it. Look at call out value. Call out value, click on it. And then can you see the display unit is what? Let me even bring it here. Can you see what the display unit is?
Yes, auto.
Auto. Display unit must be, it's not must be, it's my own suggestion, Sha. I always put it to none, so that I will see the complete figure, not just 2M, right? So that they can take better decision with it. So having done that, I want to format this with a comma separator. I'll double click on this calculation like this. As I double click, I'll see comma on top here. I'll double click and then I'll click on this comma here. Click. It's going to put the comma here. All right, it's loading. Can you see now? This figure is well formatted, right? It's well formatted. Can you see? Can you see now? It's well formatted. All right, so I'll close this. So because I need to put this figure here, we have inventory value already. I do not need this total inventory value name. So I'll come to, I'll close this color value, and then under category label, I'll switch it off. I'll switch off category label. All right. Then let me reduce this. Reduce this and take it here. There's no how I want to do to make this thing fit into here. I need to do some other formatting. All right. So as it is now, I'll come to color value. I'll change this from font 45 to 20. All right. Then I'll now select a font for it. This is the font that I need. This Sheku UI bold. I click on it. Right. Then I want to turn off the background. See this background white here. I want to turn it off. So I'll come to General, Effects, Background is on. I'll turn it off. Yes. I'll now carry it to this place. Can you see? It has fit in here properly. It has fit in here properly. Guys, are we together?
Yes, we are.
Yes. So that's how to do it. I will hit Ctrl S on my keyboard to save, because it can be very frustrating if your system goes off at this point. You did not save. You have to start from scratch, right, to do this. So I'll hit save on my keyboard. But let me even click on file. and click on Save As, right? I'll click on Save As. I'll browse this device, and then I'll give it a name, Analytics Dashboard. Cancel this. I'll give it a name, Analytics Dashboard Inventory. Okay, I'll click on Save. So that way, it's good. The next thing that we need to do is to calculate what? Stock availability. Stock availability. We want to know the total stock available that we have. It's very easy. So we come here to this table, inventory table. We just need to sum what? Stock quantity. Please, do you agree with me that we just need to sum the stock quantity to get stock availability? True or false? Are you there?
Yes,
Yes.
Exactly. So we just need to. All right. So I'll right click. New measure. Call it total inventory. So please, you can mute yourself. Okay. So total inventory. Can someone mute? Or can you mute, please? So sum inventory data, stock quantity. Right? I'll press the enter key. Let's see the number of stock items that we have. All right. So I don't have to like bring another card. I just simply need to copy this, paste, and then change some things. So I'll click on this card, Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. I'll carry it to this point like this. And then right here, I'm going to remove this and then click on what? The new calculation I just created, total inventory stock. Then I'll format this. Can you see the total? How much is the total inventory stock? Can somebody tell me? Let me not just be talking to myself. How much is total inventory stock if you can see it?